So I'm just leaving Oronoco on the Zumbro River. Looks to be a decent current. The guy at the place said the water's really low. And then I'll hit some little rapids. Not much of anything. But right away up here he said there would be some. And since I've never gone through rapids before, starting off with some little ones will be kind of nice. Yep, hit the ground on that one. So I chose this river because I was looking at a site called ranker.com that lists like the top, I don't know, had like maybe 40 rivers in the United States. And this one was on there. It was around number 20 at the time, 2021, I think it was. And so I thought I'd come try it out. It's kind of pretty. And it's more of what I wanted. After doing the St. Croix last time, that river was so big and wide, I wanted to do something small and just smaller. And I know this is the middle fork of the Zumbro River. And up after about 6 miles, I get up to a spot and I'll connect to the main part of the river. And then it's going to widen out, it looked like on the map. But for right now, it's about perfect. And we're coming up on some more little mini rapids. It's probably good to have my first time going through rapids being on something like this where it's not really much of anything. It's really shallow though. Just let it carry me through. Hitting the ground. Yeah, it's super shallow. There was I read somewhere about this river that back in the fur trading days, back in the 1800s or something like that, they named this in another language, but the English version of it is River of Obstacles because there were so many trees and things in the way. But we got kids on inner tubes through here. Yeah, there's a lot of little rapid-like sections of this river. The water's super low though. I got stuck just a little while ago. And I'm paddles hitting these rocks right now. Looks like a rock under there. Okay, so I got the scuba dude in the water. see what temperature the water is. And it is showing 78 degrees. So this is probably a nice stretch of river for anybody who hasn't done rapids before and wants to ease their way in, because there's a lot of these little just like mini rapids areas that you can get a little practice on and get yourself familiar with them. So people like me who are new to kayaking, this is a really good stretch of river to run. It's not really rapids, but you go through a lot of little riffly areas. Super shallow though, and I keep scraping the bottom. It's really shallow. It's really shallow. And it is rocky. So you might want to wait till there's a little bit of a rain if you're thinking about doing this chunk of the river. So it's really shallow. But it's pretty back here. Water's moving pretty good rate. Seen a lot of birds, but I haven't seen any other kind of wildlife or anything yet. A lot of birds though. So I saw somewhere that you look for the V when you go through rapids. You look for the V in the water, and that's where you're supposed to go through, because that's where the water's going. I think I hit the V on that one. Probably not enough of a rapid for that to count yet. Hi. No, I was just thinking, I hope he doesn't jump.
So I shouldn't dive?
You should definitely not dive.
I'm gonna jump either way, but I was gonna say.
Well, the jumping, that's actually, you could jump that from on land, so yeah, that's not too bad. Diving, no. Boy, is it shallow. It's almost annoyingly shallow because it's too shallow to even paddle. You just kind of have to let it float through because you just hit the ground. There we go. Yeah, it's maybe a foot deep. Real murky water too. Even with how shallow it is, you don't see the bottom all that clearly. There's a deer up in there, just jumped in. Yep, he's still up there looking at me. Yep, still looking at me. I'm going on my way. Sorry I startled you, little deer. I think this is where the South Fork of the river comes in. Right here. I think that's the South Fork, where it connects here to the Middle Fork. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Which means we've gone about 5 miles-ish, 5 to 6 miles, and we should get up here a little bit and hit the main part of the river, or it might even be called the lake there. And we'll be on our last few miles. The water got ickier too once we get onto this main part. Now it's really icky. This is like muddy icky. So I think this is actually part of the lake, Zumbro Lake. There's no current to be found, and I'm pretty sure this is what it is. So once I got onto this lake portion, there's next to no current, and it's, even though the river runs through it, it's pretty much like kayaking on a lake, which I don't particularly care for. So this last mile or so has been just kind of paddling on a lake. I know a lot of people like that, but I like the rivers where I feel like I'm going someplace, even if it's just to my car. So there's the bridge, which means I exit not too far past that, and this trip will be done. All in all, it was a good trip. A lot of nature. Saw a lot of birds, saw some bullhead fish in the shallow waters, saw that deer. The first probably 3 miles or so was quick moving water and a little bit of kind of rapids mixed in, and then the next 5 was slow moving. Not really much to talk about as far as a current, but it was pretty. Now we're on the lake portion, so there's a lot of, closer to the city area, so there's a lot of houses and boats and stuff. So I'm going to end this video here. And if you like this kind of stuff, and do a lot of, my channel's called Baby Steps to Bushcraft. because that's the main through line of what I'm doing, is trying to learn bushcrafting. But I'm throwing in a bunch of other adventures, and we'll be doing a lot of kayaking trips this summer. So if you like that kind of stuff, or the bushcrafting, or I do a lot of DIY stuff as well, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.